my God, man. Welcome back to another episode for the Play for Keeps podcast, the only podcast where we do something different. I'm in an undisclosed location. This is why I'm talking lower than usual. But we're here. we're absolutely here. We are the Play for Keeps podcast. Keep liking, keep subscribing. Road to 1400, I guess. Road to 2K. Road to 2K.
Shit. Because we low key is moving fast now that once we get that first 1,000, then low key start moving sort of fast. So road to 2,000 coming soon.
And we sound like drug dealers, man. Yeah, it was once I saw that 1K for the first time, couldn't stop. But, let's go ahead and get these donations out the way.
Donations.
Come on now.
Donation.
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that.
Jax, when I got off that plane, I had a layover. I had a layover in Atlanta, and then from Atlanta, went straight back, to the crib. As soon as I got to the crib.
That's what happens when you're with black women.
Man.
Life changing.
Oh my goodness.
Life changing.
It's so good to be back home. Oh man. What's that saying? That Chrysler 300. It looked like a Phantom till that Phantom pulled up.
Life changing.
Oh, man. To the loyal contributors.
All I hear is this that check came me. I love it when you talk to me. My cat to see. My cat to see. I love it when you talk to me. My cat to see. My cat to see. This that check.
We gotta talk about the stuff we don't care about.
Oh, you're right. Right. My fault.
We do not care.
Let me go ahead and let's reroute it. My fault.
But the first thing we don't care about, Pete Rose, he got reinstated by the MLB and he can potentially get in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose was a guy who, I don't even know what year was back in the way back in the day. He got caught for cheating and all that, betting on games and stuff. Although he was betting on his own games, which
they tell you all the time to bet on yourself, and now we're getting penalized.
But he can potentially get into the Hall of Fame now. But yeah, I guess it's cool. But we don't really care for real.
No, it's not. This shit not cool, bro. Nigga dead.
Oh, he is dead. Wasn't he racist too? Actually, let's move on. I don't even like him.
Hey, Jax, that's why
we do not care.
Exactly.
But the next thing we don't care about, Michael Jordan. He's going to be a part of the NBA's new. Or of NBC's new coverage of the NBA. It's a lot of letters, but I don't care. People are like, "Oh, is he so cool?" No,
I want them to say some funny shit.
They said it's going to be pre-recorded though. It's already pre-recorded. He's not going to be there live or anything like that.
Oh, brother, I'm already making accommodations for this.
I mean, he's a billionaire, goat. So
and. What does $1 billion got to do with anything? I don't care. Shaq got $1 billion.
Shaq would do anything for it. Shaq would do anything. That's just end the sentence there. Shaq would do anything.
Literally, he has. He has. Nah, but I think I need him to say something funny. I need him to just slander Skip Bayless one good time. Just to shake the room. It's I don't feel for him.
Skip is obsessed with him. If he just, hasn't Tom Brady hated on Skip Bayless before, and Skip still goes hard for him. So I don't know.
I don't know either. Either that or because I know they're gonna egg him on to be you to go right.
Bro, he's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be in the studio. It's pre-recorded, bro. They're not gonna egg him on.
So they wouldn't egg him on pre-recorded. What is he gonna do? Just read a teleprompter? What the hell are you gonna do?
It's just I think this is gonna be him and somebody else just talking about
the game of basketball.
Something stupid like that. Not stupid.
My God.
We do not care.
Yeah.
Keep it. Actually, I don't want it no more.
All right. Next thing Next thing we don't care about, the NFL, they just had like a vote or something like that to see if they're gonna allow players to, like active players, to play in the flag football at the Olympics. Cool, I guess. I don't really care. It's flag football.
Oh, but as soon as I call everything a child's game, people want to slander me.
We do not care.
Child's game, bro.
Everything's a child's game.
Exactly. Yeah.
All games are children's games.
Absolutely, because it's a game. And we play for keeps, my nigga. Yeah.
We do not care.
Yeah.
All right, the last thing we don't care about. The NFL schedule releases. Why do they be doing this? Like, I don't know when it started.
I wanted to retire. I don't care no more. Like, it was cool, like, to do it like one good time, but it was cool when like certain teams they just came out with special stuff, but forcing all 32 teams to be a part of this.
They be doing long video. Like, no, the Ravens did a 6-minute video.
And I fuck with Severance, but I don't fuck with it enough to watch 6 minutes of anything on social media.
And they're all bad actors too. And it's also not Severance. So it's just like, drop the schedule, make it like a cool graphic, and we'll call it a day. It don't need to be all that extra stuff, bro.
Yeah, they're trying to do all this extra stuff. Now you got organizations out here apologizing to the star players because
Whoa, we said star player. Star's doing a lot of heavy lifting now.
Oh, he's not a star anymore.
I don't know, man. I don't know about Tyreek, bro.
I apologize. I was unfamiliar with his new status. My fault. Tyreek, how will you respond? How will you respond to this one again? But yeah, I think other than that,
We do not care.
I don't care about any of that. Oh, and shout out to the WNBA.
Oh, that season did start.
Yeah, they're back.
I haven't seen a lot of WNBA media.
You going to the game? You going to games?
There's no team where I live.
I mean, you like you close to a team? Like
no, I'm not. 3 hours.
Yeah, but like
I don't want to see no sports team that bad. The only sports team I want to see that bad is the Cowboys.
Well, just make it like a twofold kind of thing. Like the season will still be in session when football season starts. So a 2-for-1.
Anyways, we doing all this yapping. We got more serious things to talk about because what did Nico? We need to talk about the NBA draft lottery because what in the world did Nico Harrison know?
Man,
if you've been living under a rock, the NBA draft lottery happened. The Dallas Mavericks somehow, some way got the number 1 pick, which gives them the right to draft Cooper Flagg. Rounding out like the top 4, the Spurs, they got the number 2 pick. The Sixers got the number 3 pick, and the Hornets, the perpetually terrible Hornets, got the number 4 pick. Oh, and then the Wizards got the 5 pick. So sucks for the Wizards, but yeah.
I thought Utah had the 5.
I thought it was the Wizards. I'm a little real fast.
Wizards might be 6. Either or,
they should have got a better pick, but
yeah. No, I think it is Utah. It is Utah because they can't go lower than 5. When you're the worst record.
My mistake. The Utah Jazz got 5. The Wizards have 6. Okay.
Right. Tough. Where do we start? Do you want to go first or?
I mean, I can give a little bit more background because everybody's saying the draft lottery is rigged because the Mavericks, they ended the season horribly, but they still weren't the worst team in the NBA, and they only had a 1.8% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick.
Mm-hmm.
And they happened to get that pick, which is absolutely insane because everybody, unless you've been living under a rock, everybody know that the Mavs traded their superstar basketball player Luka Doncic to the Lakers in the middle of the season for absolutely no reason. And then the rest of the team got hurt and it just fell apart for them. But like, why did they get Cooper Flagg? What is going on? Is the draft lottery rigged? Is my question to you. Because I feel like you've done it. You told me you've done a lot of research, so I would like to hear some of your findings on this.
Oh man. Now look, y'all know how I give it up. I've been saying this for about 3 to 4 years already. You know what I mean? This is nothing new for my camp. You know, but me and my crack research team, we did a little digging. And I'll say this. When it comes to the NBA lottery, it kind of reminds me of the biblical story of Mary and Joseph. When Mary got pregnant and she had Jesus, right? You know, my first thought once I got of age, once I got around 10 or 11, I started doing critical thinking. I think the first thing that came to my mind was, man, like, I mean, how did Joseph navigate through this? You know, you got to tell your guys, hey, my wife has a baby that I didn't partake in, but she ain't cheat. Like, it's just God really did this, you know.
And the baby's also Jesus Christ. You don't know. You will.
Yeah, it's like, so you have to like convince people. Well, you don't have to convince anybody, but it's like you're convincing people of something supernatural happening. Like, yo, like I know what this looks like, but I swear this is not what it is. Now, add this in, now add the caveat in, and respect to the biblical characters for sure. But hypothetically, if Mary cheated back in the day just once, and then she proceeded to have this situation happen 20 or 30 years later, suspicious is just going to be that much harder for people to kind of look at you. You know how the homies be. At some point, it's like, hey, man, hey, if you like it, I love it. Like you at that point, this is where we're at. This is how I feel about the NBA lottery. The NBA lottery, yes, we had multiple situations where LeBron goes to Cleveland, D Rose goes to Chicago. As soon as the Pelicans trade AD, they get Zion. As soon as the Spurs find somebody in Wemby, and Wemby out here talking like, man, I just got a feeling the Spurs are going to get me. And the Spurs win a lottery. Suspicion. And then as soon as you trade Luka Doncic, all of a sudden, a 1.8% chance, Cooper Flag is available, you win the number 1 overall pick. And all I ask is for people to stop gaslighting. Like, yes, like I don't even know the ins and outs of everything that goes on within the draft lottery because all that stuff is difficult. But these coincidences are going to make people raise their eyebrows. And on top of that, David Stern, before he died, didn't clear the air.
Because then wasn't David Stern the one who did the Patrick Ewing thing?
He did the Patrick Ewing thing, and he hit you with the average nigga answer of, hey man, believe what you want. Believe what you want to believe. So if a girl told you believe whatever you want to believe, like if I ask you, hey, yes or no, did you cheat? Hey man, believe what you want. Hey. And then they tell you, hey yo, look, I look, these are all coincidences. Yo, like, what are we actually doing? So I have stats up here because ultimately, a lot of people want to talk about the Utah Jazz part of this. Like, oh my God, like they didn't deserve. Yes, they did. They deserved exactly what they got. We're gonna look at since the new era of NBA lottery, the top 3 teams have what, a 14% chance, of winning, and then after that,
I think it's 10% after that. Like,
yeah, it drops crazy low after that. But since then, in order, it was a 6% chance. The winner of the lotteries, since 2019, the Pelicans with a 6% chance. The T-Wolves with a 14% chance, but they had the 3rd worst record in the league. The Pistons with a 14% chance, they had the 2nd worst record in the league. Magic, 14% chance, 2nd worst in the league. Spurs, 14% tied, 2nd worst in the league. And then the Hawks in 2024 with a 3% chance, they won that last year. And then now you have a 1.8% chance with the Mavericks. Before then, the worst team in the league had the number 1 pick for like 4 or 5 straight years. All the way until I think like 2014 when the Cavs won it with a 1.7% chance, and they ended up getting Andrew Wiggins. Didn't really matter because you traded him immediately once you knew LeBron was coming back home. But when it comes to the worst record in the league, they never win the lottery. Like, I don't know why people are like tanking to a degree where you're losing. I'm gonna share my screen with the Tankathon thing. I want
feel
people to
like just the way the lottery has been going, like
it's
why?
never gonna happen.
Why are you tanking so much? Just like try to win.
Like, people don't really understand what's going on here. When you're the worst record in the league, you have a 47.9% chance of getting that 5th pick. That like
You're really signing up to get the 5th pick in the draft.
You're signing up to get the 5th pick in the draft, right? So if you combine the top 3 picks, shit, even the top 4 picks, it still doesn't equate to more than 40%. Like, I think it's still a 40% chance that you get a top 4 pick versus getting the 5th pick, or at least the top 3. Your odds are slim. Your odds are slim. So if we go back to I went and did some research. Worst records in the league post 2018. The Knicks had the 3rd pick. Golden State had the 2nd pick. Houston got the 2nd pick. Houston got the 3rd pick. And then it's been 5th picks ever since. Detroit, back-to-back 5th picks. Utah Jazz with the 5th pick. You're signing up for being you're basically signing up to be a 5th pick by being literally the worst team in the league. So at some point, you got to cut this shit out. And long story short, is the NBA rigged?
Yes.
But I'm still going to say, it's like,
yes, but no, but yes.
Yes, but no. Because he flattened Adam Silver flattened the odds. And he made sure that you were not going to benefit as the worst team in the league. You were not going to get blitzed. And
I'm not mad at that at all, because these, like, with the Sixers, because I know it's really like the Sixers that spurred a lot of this, because they was going crazy when they was tanking and like stuff like that. That's disgusting. Like, that's an affront game. Like, you need to go to prison for something like that. Like, so I get that, but it's just like, dog, the Mavericks of all teams.
Yeah, the Mavericks of all teams is crazy, and I think they keep talking about the ping pong ball, like, oh, they do it live. I mean, not they don't do it live, but you see, there's proof. They don't go behind the closed doors. You can look up them actually doing the ping pong balls. It's not rigged. Yeah, and I'll tell you the same thing I tweeted out. Yeah. Like, magic looks real when you don't know what the hell going on. Magic looks real believable when you don't know what's behind you. You don't know what the ping pong balls mean.
And just look, you can see, like, you don't know what's going on. You know what they're doing.
And it's just like, and even if I was on the side of, even if I was somebody that was like, okay, I don't believe it's rigged. If I played that side, the arguments that y'all are giving me, you're not helping your case. It's just a whole bunch of, bro, trust me, bro. I was physically there. Believe me.
I'm sorry. I don't believe you.
And two things can be true. I believe that you had nothing to do with the lottery being rigged. You personally, you reporter, you whatever. I believe a lot of people in that building are just there for the ride.
Yeah.
At the same time, you need some people that are just oblivious to the situation so it can be that much more believable. Man, like, it's just crazy. It can't be crazy this many times. It's in my face. Like, no. No, it's and it's fine. I don't have a personal problem with it. Just because I say it's rigged, that doesn't mean it's a problem. It's not a problem. And I think they need to keep doing whatever the hell they're doing. I truly believe they need to do it. Stop bailing NBA franchises out. We find out real quick who has a good NBA front office or not. You don't need a number 1 pick to be a good basketball team. You need a number 1 pick to save you. But to be a good basketball team, No.
I do agree with you, but we need to stop bailing NBA teams out. But low key, like this is not really the point you made. But like low key, like the Mavs did get bailed out. The Sixers bailed out, but like I do get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like NBA, like I said, like you need the number one pick to bail you out.
Yeah.
But you don't need the number one pick to make you a good basketball team. Like for me to like people that talk about the Charlotte Hornets, I don't care that they didn't get the number one pick.
Because they're not
do better. Do
the
better.
Hornets already have 2 top 3 picks on their roster already, not to mention Miles Bridges, who is a actually good, he may be a bad person, but he's a great NBA player and a good rapper. But that's beside the point.
You're just not good enough. You're just not like you just don't know how to be a good front office. It's the same Charlotte Hornets team in 2018 that they didn't draft Miles Bridges. They drafted SGA and traded SGA for Miles Bridges. You don't know how to evaluate talent. You don't know how to you don't know how to put talent around. And this is not who knows how SGA would have panned out in Charlotte because Charlotte is just
it wouldn't work. I'm not going it wouldn't work.
But it's just like, come on. Like you drafted PJ Washington, which is cool. You know what I mean? LaMelo Ball, James Bouknight. That was a wash. You drafted Nick Williams. Oh, my bad. You drafted Jalen Duren, traded him, and then drafted Mark Williams. Like, and you drafted Brandon Miller. Like, y'all just need to do better. Like, there's some talent there.
They need to. I don't know. They need veterans. They need to develop their prospects, but that's a conversation we can get into at another time because we know that the Mavs got the number 1 pick, but the Spurs, they got the number 2 pick. The Sixers got the 3 pick, and those are 2 teams that have potential to actually be good this upcoming season if they do something, if they make moves. And one of those moves a lot of people have talked about is Giannis, because is somebody going to trade for Giannis? And a lot of people have been looking at the Spurs because they're like, hey, Giannis and Wemby, it could work. You know, the Spurs, they already had a number 2 pick. They already have good young players. And Wemby, like I said, Stephon Castle, who just won Rookie of the Year. De'Aaron Fox, who is I was looking at his stat. I didn't realize he averaged. I mean, he's like a walking like 27. I didn't realize that. Yeah, so and he also won the clutch. He was the first person to win the clutch player of the year. So there's that. So like they have pieces for real. And they could do something to get Giannis. And that makes me want to ask you the question. Do you think they will? Or do you think they should?
Should and will, I think, will be 2 different answers for me. Me personally, I don't necessarily think they need to or should. But I think they still will. I think they will still try to get. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still Giannis.
Yeah.
And you know, at the end of the day, no matter when it comes to developing talent or whatever it is, when you have a ready-made player, it's always gonna help.
For sure.
So that's definitely a scary sight. I know for sure they're gonna try their best to keep De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle in the midst of all of this. I think what they do.
That's where I would push back because I think I texted you when the Spurs got number 2 pick. I was like, yeah, De'Aaron Fox. If I'm keeping that pick, I'm like, De'Aaron Fox, you have to go because like respectfully, the number 1 pick is going to be Cooper Flagg. Everybody assumes the number 2 pick will be Dylan Harper, who is already a guard and he does the same stuff De'Aaron Fox. Granted, De'Aaron Fox is better than him because De'Aaron Fox has been in the NBA for a longer time and stuff like that. But one, Dylan Harper's younger. Dylan Harper sort of does the same things De'Aaron Fox does. Like, he still can't shoot. De'Aaron Fox also isn't a shooter. Like, the Spurs, they need shooting. They need something else. And I don't think that if you get De'Aaron Fox or if you get Harper and pairing with De'Aaron Fox and Castle, that's already 3 guards. Like, I just don't think it's not a fit there. So I'm like, to me, if I want to keep that number 2 pick, I'm sending De'Aaron Fox somewhere. Where exactly?
I thought you was. I was assuming you were talking about bringing in Giannis.
No, I was, but I'm talking about just like moves that the Spurs can make in general because I think they need. I don't think they're keeping that number 2 pick and I think they have to do some type of shakeup. I just don't know what that is. So I was just laying out different options for them.
Yeah, I think me personally, you go ahead, you go get Dylan Harper. Like if you're going to keep your number 2 pick, draft Dylan Harper. Like all that pick is way too high to be drafted for fit. You don't draft for fit at the number 2
And
spot.
I don't even know if there is a fit for him at the top spot. A fit worthy of being in that top spot, at least.
Is Chris Paul still there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of guards. A lot of guards going on there. But I mean, look, I think they have enough pieces to make it happen. I think they're still going to make that push in the offseason to try to lure him in because it's still Giannis.
I think
Dallas
they're going to try to lure somebody in because they have the pieces in the capital for it, and they could use another star to push them to take them to that next level.
I'm gonna be honest. If it's not Giannis, I'd stay pat. If it's not Giannis, I'll stay pat because like I don't know what other star you would actually want. That makes
sense. If they don't get Giannis, if they keep that number, if they keep the number 2 pick, I think De'Aaron Fox has to go. That's just how I'm like. If they get Dylan Harper, there's going to be a something that does not fit. It will not fit. So I'm trying to they need to figure out something to do with that. It's just my whole line of thinking.
I mean, yeah, that's fine, but I'll say at the same time, like, what other star would you want outside of Giannis? I don't know what other star that I would just be like, oh, I just got to make the push. No, like at that point, figure it out with that number 2 pick. Have some uncomfortable conversations, and go ahead about your business. I mean, somebody's going to be a buyer of De'Aaron Fox. Like De'Aaron Fox is a walking bucket. Yeah,
he's a legitimately good NBA player. Like a lot of teams,
it will not be hard to try to reroute that nigga. It's fine.
I don't know those contract situations. So there is that, but still,
I'm not mad at it. I think he will be, regardless of when it's all said and done, Giannis will be playing in Texas. What city? I have no clue. He will be in Texas.
It's not going to be the Rockets. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know why they still have us favorite, but I don't care for it. I don't want it to be the favorites. I don't know why we're still the favorites. I know Dallas was up there because they were like, oh, maybe they'll trade that number 1 pick to go get them, but they already said that they stand pat. But at the same time, this is still a Nico Harrison led franchise. So Dallas
is a city that needs a white superstar though. So that's why they're not going to trade Cooper. Because they've had 30 years of white superstardom. Now they got the WNBA version in Paige Becker. So that white superstar keeps Dallas. It keeps the city from imploding.
White supremacy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But before we move off the lottery talk, just to ask you a question about the Sixers. I saw I think it was reported that because they got the number 3 pick, it was reported that they might be trying to move that pick for something. Do you think that's wise?
You want my honest answer about that?
Yes.
We do not care.
Some niggas ass. I don't care. I think
they need to blow it up. They need to blow it up completely.
I think they need to keep that pick and ship out Joel Embiid. I mean, look, honestly, I take that back. I retract everything I said. It's too late to trade Joel Embiid. Don't nobody want that nigga for real. You already know he's gonna be injured every year. You should have traded him 2 years ago or his MVP season.
Yeah,
it's over. Go ahead and just let him. Go ahead and try to retire him earlier. Try to get the Draymond Green treatment. Try to get him up out of there as early as you possibly can. It's a new era of basketball in Philly. You have your Jared McCain. You have Tyrese Maxey. Go get Ace Bailey. Call it a day.
Yeah.
Call it a day. And move Paul George somewhere.
I don't think nobody wants Embiid or Paul George, which sucks for them.
I feel like there's a higher trade value for Paul George than there is Joel Embiid. So I know it's a Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal situation. I know it's a really bad situation to be in, but just move your highest asset, and I think it's Paul George. Try to get something back. Yeah. You're probably going to get pennies on the dollar, but figure it out.
And even though
the process is done, you're dead. Get it out of here. We're done. Let's stop doing this Stop doing this Philly talk. Like the Eagles have already won a Super Bowl. Do something. The city's still kind of chill right now. Don't let them niggas get angry.
Sheesh. Hey, speaking of angry cities, well, I mean, maybe they're not angry; they're just more sad. But the city of Boston is going through it because Jason Tatum, star player for Boston, he's obviously top 10, but is he top 5 NBA player? He's one of them ones. Everybody knows that. But unfortunately, he tore his Achilles at the end of game 4, I believe, or the end of game 5.
Game 4. At the end of game 4, because game 5, the Boston won and they forced the game 6, which is tonight. So it happened game 4.
I thought it was game 7 tonight. Regardless, it
no,
doesn't even
matter. Game 6.
It doesn't matter what game he tore, but he was diving for a loose ball. He ended up tearing his Achilles, and he will be out obviously the remainder of the playoffs and probably all of next season.
Absolutely.
And damn, number one, because that just shakes up the Eastern Conference entirely. Mm-hmm. And I have no idea what the Celtics are going to
do. They can't do shit. They just pay both of them niggas. They pay both Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. That second apron is a motherfucker. So they're probably going to shake up the roster a little bit. But I know two people, I know two people that's going to stay there. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. They're not going nowhere.
Listen, man, I don't know, because a nigga like me, a GM like me, I would trade Jaylen Brown and just bottom out the next season and get you a top pick. Hopefully top pick, because like we said, the lottery is crazy. So you never know. But
I'm like, a top pick?
Yeah, because, I mean, shoot. They can mess around and get, what's his name, AJ DeBansa or whatever. They're not going to, but it could happen. But I just say all that because
they're not better than Jaylen Brown.
He's
not better than no Jaylen Brown.
Not right now, but Jaylen Brown, he's already like one. Do you think Jaylen Brown could be a legitimate number one option on a championship contending type team? Like, yes, he did win Finals MVP.
Okay, you talking about Finals MVP, Jaylen Brown?
Yes, he did win Finals MVP, but most of everybody considers Jason Tatum to be the better player, and Jaylen Brown, he's already sort of starting to. They do. Stop acting like that.
The conversation was kind of crazy. It was. But when I say the hate is forced, I'm tripping.
They do. Stop acting like that, bro. Okay. But the thing with Jaylen Brown, though, he's already I know he's playing relatively well these playoffs, but people have been expressing some concern about his health because he's having to get injections in his knee and stuff like that. And they're like, could this be the start of the decline? And the Celtics, they're already going to be a second apron team and everything. So just putting it out there, maybe they might want to trade Jaylen Brown, see what they can get. Hell, maybe even trade him to the Spurs or the Sixers, get that top pick, see what can happen.
He's gonna get what you call it. First order of business. Get Porzingis out the building.
I don't know what's wrong with Kristaps Porzingis. He keeps
they've been saying a lot of crazy shit online.
They've been saying he has he's sick. Because Porzingis, he's starting center for the Celtics. He's normally good, but this series and low-key a little bit last series, he's just been sick or something because they've been he can't play because he's been throwing up in the locker room. He can't breathe. He blah blah blah. I'm just why is he allowed? Why are they letting him around the team? What if he spreads this to people? What's wrong with him? Nobody knows. Nobody's saying anything.
Nah, them niggas on Twitter talking crazy.
Bro, I'm not even gonna say what they telling me he has, but I'm just yeah.
They say that Magic Johnson. I'm this.
What?
Yeah. He said, bro, these are literally the symptoms of.
I was are they? I don't know. I mean, maybe.
And the problem is I keep shooing them away, and then his symptoms just keep getting worse. I'm
does he?
Because now y'all finna call me mean. I'm damn. Have a point?
I'm not even trying to be. I'm concerned. I'm confused and concerned because what's going on with this nigga, bro?
Get him out the building. I think if I was a GM, I would still keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I don't know. I don't think there's a reason to trade such a big contract because you're not going to get the full value back. What you gonna get? What you gonna get for Jaylen Brown?
Cap relief, which is what they're gonna need.
But like, what are you going to give? Like, I'll be like, how much do they need cap? I mean, yes, they need cap relief.
I'm finna say, I'm like, they second April team. They need that shit. They finna be like the Suns, not be able to make no move.
I'll ask you this. You think Jason Tatum can do it by himself? Like you think he can lead a championship? With there being a significant gap, like a clear gap, for the second best player that's on that team. Like Jaylen Brown is up there with Jason Tatum. Yeah. Can he do it with somebody that's like on a lower level?
I don't think so, but I was saying they need to get like a younger player that can grow and develop. Yeah, because the Celtics are old now. Like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they're young.
28. Well, Jaylen Brown,
30-something.
28.
He's old, or he's not old. Kristaps Porzingis. Well, I mean, shoot, he is old now because that sickness is aging him. So Porzingis is old. Al Horford is 38. I already said Drew Holiday. Those are like three primary contributors for that team.
Okay, well, trade them niggas. You got here want to trade Jaylen Brown and still keeping old niggas.
And once you trade them, like who else do they have that are actual contributors? Like Peyton Pritchard, yeah, Sam Hauser. Who else?
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
They have Luke Cornett. He played good that last game, but his name is Luke Cornett. That's not him. That's not him. Nigga named Cornett.
That's what I'm saying. You need to go ahead. First of all, I did not know Torrey Craig was on this roster, but I mean, you have Derek White. You have
Derek White. I did forget about that.
Derek
White is very good.
You have Kristaps.
Derek White be the next Jaylen Brown.
I'm not going to disrespect. I'm not going to disrespect.
My fault. It could have been a little crazy. My fault. But Derek White, he's always better than you expect. I'm not going to lie. He's always much better than you expect.
Like I'm saying, like I think because I'm gonna be honest with you, Peyton Pritchard could be a starting guard anywhere else. He's just behind some good niggas. All you gotta do, Drew Holiday acting like he want to retire anyway. Get Drew Holiday up out of there. Trade Porzingis. And give more run to Derek White, and Peyton Pritchard, and then go find you somebody that can replace Porzingis. Cause y'all got some decent names. I forgot there's this one dude that they had on the squad. I forgot that man's name. Is it Neemias? Demayas?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh, I forgot his name. I know who you're talking about though. I know exactly who you're talking about though.
He's solid. He just needs to get some more. He needs to get some more run. I did not know Xavier Tillman was still on the squad, but like there's some people deep on this bench that's what we always used to credit Boston. They had such a deep roster, but you have all these old niggas starting. Get some of these old niggas out of here, and you can keep Jaylen Brown and get rid of some of these old niggas. Package some shit up. It'll be all right. You'll be all right. Now look, Jaylen Brown, you can improve your contract this upcoming season because you're gonna be the man. And a lot of people will find out if you're really somebody that can lead the team or not. This is your time to shine, buddy. You got all season, all off season and next season. Go ahead. You got your wish.
That's his wish.
That's his wish. You got it, bro.
Me and Greg, we both watched a documentary, a movie, if you will, on Netflix called Shooting Guards. And it's the story of the whole Gilbert Arenas, Javaris Crittenton situation where they brought guns to the locker room and then they ended up getting like suspended for it and just became a whole big whatever. And the documentary, it was very, 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 very good. I enjoyed it. It sort of characterized. I didn't know nothing really about Javaris Crittenton like that for real, so it brought sort of more of a humanity to him. It also let me know that Gilbert Arenas, he's not like just a jokester. This nigga's just a bully, and he needs his ass whooped. It just never happened for whatever reason. But one of like the biggest findings of that documentary to me was hearing the name of the person that Clinton was trying to kill, because he accidentally because after the whole gun incident, his life just went into shambles or whatever.
Absolutely,
killing somebody involuntarily. He was trying to kill somebody else. He accidentally shot a woman. But the person he was trying to kill, his name was Trontavious Stevens. And when I heard that name, I was like, first I was like, nigga named Trontavious, what the fuck? And then after that, I was like, that name sort of sounds familiar. So I grabbed my phone and I typed in Trontavious Stevens. And he just so happened to be the founder of YSL, the music label, with Young Thug. And that name, I remember that name because that name was a name that kept popping up in the Young Thug trial because he was the one who snitched on Young Thug.
This nigga. Are we saying that we were a gunshot away from never hearing Slime season 1 through 3?
Exactly. Like if Crittenden, if he would have been accurate, we would have never got Digits.
We would have never got Jeffrey. We would have never got Slime Language 2.
We would have never got Gunna. We would have never got Lil Baby because he was the one who told Lil Baby to start rapping. Like,
oh my god, we don't get any of the barters. We don't get barter 6.
We don't get Punk.
Oh my god.
We don't get so much fun. So much fun.
So much fun.
Without him. Nah.
Yeah, I almost said something crazy. Let's move on. It was about to get crazy. My fault, gang.
Yeah, but that was something I seen from that documentary. So I'm just like, dang, everybody's so connected. It's very weird. Like the world is small as hell when you think about shit like that.
ATL is a very small. It's very big, but it's very small. I get it.
Yeah. But enough of that. We got a little bit of football to talk before we get to our hot takes and everything. But one thing I think we both sort of talked about our love for Saint Hilarious. When Derek Carr retired, because surprise, Derek Carr, he did retire. The tweets were absolutely those tweets were absolutely terrible. And also amazing. I loved all of them. Derek Carr, he's officially retired from the NFL. He played, I forget how many seasons, but he was never really like he wasn't bad, but he wasn't bad till he got like with the Saints and his shoulder was falling off the bone, like a turkey leg. But he was always sort of solid. And generational bag getter. I think he ran up $195 million through his career. Or maybe it might be 200,000 now because he just got he ran up 205,000 in his career, despite I think only making like one Pro Bowl, and that's a good career. He was only a second round pick too, so like that's
solid.
He played it right. I would love to be Derek Carr. I'm not gonna hold you. Like he doing it right.
Yeah, he just him and Cam Newton had great seasons in 2015, and then they both could never get back. They both could never get back for different reasons. But yeah, the amount of New Orleans Saints fans that have been cheering on my timeline. It's not that I feel bad because I'm never gonna feel bad for somebody that makes so much money, but
yeah,
man,
playing the game he loved, he was not gonna get mad at somebody who's living out his life dream.
Hey man, I ain't gonna hold you. I think what's that nigga name? Oh my god, I forgot his name. Oh man, what is his name? Who's that receiver they used to?
Michael Thomas.
I know Michael Thomas he put something on that grill. I know he put something on that.
Michael Thomas Twitter? Is it just Michael Thomas? I don't know.
I think it's Mike Thomas or something like that. Michael Thomas maybe.
Let's see. What did he say anything about this?
I feel like he would have said something. I feel like we would have seen it.
Is this in reference to Derek Carr? No, that was only a couple days ago.
Nah,
anything. He might not have said nothing.
he probably tried to keep it cute.
I respect it. Respect it. I do respect. Okay, I don't see nothing about Michael. I don't see nothing about Derek Carr. So he kept it. He kept it cute. He was kind, but I know he was just like this nigga, bro. I know he was happy.
He was talking. I know he was talking crazy. But shout out to Derek Carr having what I would still consider a successful career. Because he made so much money.
He made so much money. He wasn't, like I said, he wasn't bad. And yeah,
and that was Tyler Showtime. It's Tyler Showtime.
Like the crazy thing is, like Tyler Showtime is not going to be good, but the Saints fans are just so happy that Derek Carr is gone. They don't even care.
They just don't care, bro. They feel like they got a chance at getting Arch Manning.
I mean, if Arch Manning is good next season, people were thinking he might come out because I think he'd be a junior next year, or this upcoming year he'll be a junior, so he could come out for the draft. Maybe a lot of people think he might come back to school or whatever as well because he's only would have had 1 year starting. So I don't know, man. We will see. It's going to be very interesting.
If he wins a natty, does he go back?
Honestly, I feel like it just depends on how good he looks individually. Because I think like Peyton and Eli, his uncles and all that, like he got a NFL family. I feel like they'll be the ones to tell him like, "Hey, I don't think you're ready just yet, despite you winning the natty and this, that, and the third." I think he would listen to them. He'd be like, "Yeah, I could have tightened up some." Because like if he, he's not from the I'm not saying he's gonna play. I'm not saying he plays exactly like Jalen Milroe because he doesn't. But just with this analogy, say he has a up and down season, sort of like Jalen Milroe had, because Jalen Milroe had highs this season, but he had a whole lot of lows. But say he has a season like that, but they win a national championship. I think he'll come back to school and develop a little bit more before he goes out to the NFL. And keeping it on quarterbacks, a recent story came out about Caleb Williams, starting quarterback for the Bears. He was Heisman winner, number 1 overall pick, and blah, blah, blah. And I can't find the exact quote from the story. I found another quote, but essentially the story was it's about a book that's being written around Caleb Williams, and they talked about how, he didn't want to go to the Bears initially, and he was thinking about, like, him and his family was thinking about trying to hold out, go to the USFL and all that if the Bears picked him. Eventually, the Bears were like, "Nigga, no, we're picking you no matter what, so don't even try that shit." And they was right because they picked him regardless. Caleb said he didn't want to blow up. Like he said he was thinking about, doing all that holdout and stuff, but he was like, man, that could blow up the city and it's going to make a bad situation worse because it's going to put like some smut on my name and this, that, and the third. So he was like, I don't want to do that. But like I said, I couldn't find that quote from the story, but I did find this other quote that just tells you maybe why sort of he didn't want to go to the fucking Bears. Now, this quote, it says, the book also sheds light on Williams' tumultuous rookie season in which both Eberflus and Walden, who were fired, and the Bears lost 10 games. Matt Eberflus and Shane Walden were the head coach and offensive coordinator of the Bears. And it said, at times, Williams said he would watch film alone with no instruction or guidance from the coaches. He's like, nobody tells me what to watch, Williams told his dad. I just turn it on. And like, nigga, if you get the generational prospect who didn't even want to be there in the first place, and your coaches can't even teach him how to watch film, one, low-key, that makes what he did this rookie season even more impressive because, like, he was doing this with literally no help. But it's just like, nigga, this is why nobody wants to go to the Bears. This is why the Bears have never had a 4,000-yard passer in their franchise history because these niggas do stupid shit like this.
Yeah, I think like when we have those kind of conversations, I think the first ever video podcast that we had was around the Caleb Williams situation. And I remember saying, I was like, they was like, yo, should they keep Fields or should they trade that number 1 pick or whatever? And I was like, yo, if you're gonna keep your the staff, then keep Justin Fields. Like, you might as well just keep that nigga. I was like, if you're going to go get Caleb Williams, you need to clear house. This is the same people that still don't know who robbed them. Y'all still don't know who robbed y'all in daylight.
Robbed your stadium in broad daylight.
Now, look, I know people remember one of the most famous TikToks that blew up, and you know, it was around Caleb Williams. Let's not get it twisted. Just because I was talking crazy about Caleb Williams does not mean that the Chicago Bears was a shitty organization. They were. They are. I just need my prospect to be talking to if they doing things like he was doing, or they were supposed. I don't want that kind of quarterback in my locker room, nigga. I'm gonna call you pussy, and I'm gonna draft somebody else, bro. I'm gonna call. Like, I don't need you on my squad talking about some. Man, look, this. Oh, you can't change it. I need game changers, bro. I need game changers for sure. Because don't let people tell you that the Commanders before Jaden Daniels had it all put together, brother. They were right there. They were right next to them Chicago Bears, probably even worse.
No, they was worse. They had that owner who they finally got out.
Yeah,
they was terrible.
But when you got a real one out there, look, things just get done.
Yeah,
things get done. So I stand by what I said back then about Caleb Williams. Like, yo, if you have this mentality that you're trying to finesse your way out of not being the number one pick, I don't want to pick you no way. It's not even about like, I'm going to pick you regardless. No, if you feel like that, no, I don't want that kind of. I'll find another quarterback in another draft. I'll wait. I'll wait it out. I can't.
And being honest, though, Caleb, he wasn't wrong to feel this way because, like, this clearly,
for sure, I shouldn't hear about it.
They were doing the number one pick like this. Imagine, like, the fact Justin Fields was able to survive as long as he did is a testament to how good he is. Because, nigga,
hey man, that's why the NFL need a lottery, low key. Some of y'all niggas need a lottery, bro. Some of y'all don't deserve just to tank it out like this. You know how many careers would have changed with a lottery?
The NFL lottery would be so crazy.
Yeah,
so,
but
I think NFL fans are crazier than NBA fans. Like, because imagine like the Bears. Imagine them. They're tanking all that. They suck. They don't get the number one pick. Those fans are crazy. They probably like set the city off. They do a January 6th on the Capitol. They would march to DC and do the same shit.
Oh well, I think what you call it? I don't think it needs to be that. I don't think the lottery needs to be that big though. I think it needs to be like 5 teams. Like it shouldn't be 15. 15 is crazy. Like a lottery of 15, and the 14th one jumps up the top 2. No, I don't subscribe to none of that. But get you that 5 or 6. Give me those 5 or 6 teams that are all like bad, but some situations may be better than others, and let the ping pong balls bounce for them 5 or 6 teams. Or I don't want to go 10. I really don't want to go 10.
10 is
because of how
like 5 teams.
Anywhere between 5 to 6, even 7 is my max. I don't want to go past 7. But like those top 5, yeah, somebody at that 4 spot gets lucky and gets to that number 1 spot. I ain't fuck with that.
Honestly, you wouldn't even need to worry about all the formulas like the NBA does, because you can just 5 not a lot, 7 not a lot. Just put the little ping pong balls in it and just throw them out and see what lands, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
put your hand in the jar and grab one and see what it is.
That's what I'm saying. You know how many careers were ruined in Cleveland? Do you know how many careers were ruined with Chicago? Like, there's so many situations where we always look back and be like, man, if he was in a different situation, who knows? Who knows?
Honestly, that lottery, thinking about it, like doing it with like the 5 teams, that would be cinema. They'd end up making it like an hour-long special like they always do.
Yeah, because like at least with the 5, because I genuinely still want bad teams to be there. Everybody in the lottery is not a bad team. That's the problem. Like, that's the problem. You got 15. That's like, okay, that's half the league. That's half. That's literally half the league. You can't do that. When you got 5 or 6, they're bad. But some people's front offices are in a good spot to take care of some things. So I think I genuinely believe hit that NBA, hit the NBA lottery, tweak it a little bit, put it in the NFL because I am tired. Who knows how good Caleb Williams would have been if he was in a different situation this rookie year.
And he wasn't even that bad to begin with his rookie season. So shoot, he could have been MVP. Fuck around, be MVP.
Yeah, he could have been. Yeah, he could have been special. The problem is it'll be that one time Kansas City has a down year because Pat Mahomes got hurt, and all of a sudden they jump up crazy. That's when things gonna get out of order, and people gonna call it rigged again. But I stand by it. It's hot take of the week. Jax, do we have one?
I do, in fact, have a hot take. All right, my hot take of the week is, and this comes from the Pacers versus Cavs game where Ben Mathurin he punched DeAndre Hunter, and then DeAndre Hunter pushed him, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, why didn't DeAndre Hunter get he gets his
Hunter? What a huge break there for the Cleveland Cavs."
You see the punch right there. Hunter walks up, push him to the ground.
Yeah, that last.
My hot take is like, bro, if it's an NBA or whatever, if somebody do something to me and I retaliate, I shouldn't get no foul. I shouldn't get no flagrant or nothing. Cause like, nigga, this nigga hit me. I pushed, like, in this situation, thank God the ref didn't do nothing to Hunter. But I think they were correct in not doing that to Hunter. Cause hey, the nigga punched me. I'm gonna push him back. I'm gonna do something back. It's not my fault. And this can even extend to Jaylen Brown. He was doing some different stuff last game against the Knicks. Josh Hart, he got upset because of Jaylen and his action because he was doing some odd things. Josh Hart, he sort of pushed the nigga into like a little scuffle. I think they both got fouls for that, but it's just like, nigga, no, he was on some weird shit. So I retaliated. I shouldn't get in trouble for that. That's my hot, bro.
And you let it happen. You let it happen. I agree. I agree. My only caveat is Benedict Mathurin still playing, man. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. All that pushing should have been hooping a little bit harder. All right. You did what you did your best. But all that pushing for what? All that pushing for what? It's all right, brother. It's all right.
Sometimes evil wins, man. Sometimes evil wins.
I don't think there's karma in sports, man.
There's not. Because if there was Draymond Green, there would have been reckoning for niggas like Draymond by now, bro.
I mean, look, Nico Harrison is a walking testimony of how sports karma is not real. It's not.
Yeah.
You do bad things and get rewarded. I feel like he has to answer that. He has to answer to God for this. God's gonna bring me.
When he's in line of heaven in St. Peter, he asked him, like, are you in the book? When he had to explain himself. I can imagine God asking, why did you trade Luka Doncic, bro?
I'm like, I'm not letting you through these pearly gates without a thorough explanation. Like, you need to tell.
I feel like, oh my God.
Like, your life is on the line. I really do need to know. Like, because that was crazy. don't tell me about that walk by faith, not by sight. No, I'm not trying to hear none of that. I need real answer.
You think God got a favorite sports team or like a favorite athlete?
I know he do. He just won't let us know.
Watch it be something like random, like I really like Boris Diaw or something like that. Like
that's like finding out God really be in the sports betting. That would really blow my mind. Like, damn, God, you do parlays? Doing a 4-leg parlay.
God listen to Zach Lowe's podcast and stuff like that.
Is it fair if you know how the outcome is? All of a sudden, you're like, nah, bro, free will. Stop it, God. Stop it. Call the number. You out here wilding.
Telling God
to call the number is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, Yo, Jesus, get your father, man. Get your father. He out here wilding. He out here wilding, bro. My hot take is that anonymous sources should be valued at the same weight and level as NBA's intel. It's getting ridiculous. It's always been ridiculous. I'm tired of people talking about anonymous sources like I care, because I don't. I think what really tipped the scale, you probably heard about it, with the Russell Westbrook thing that happened. All of a sudden, Ramona Shelburne, an anonymous teammate called Russell Westbrook immature. Look, put a name on it. Put a name on it, bro. Like, at this point,
teammate is crazy.
Just put, like, what the hell? There's only 15 of them niggas. It's only like 15 of y'all. Put a name on it.
And if he's such a hoe that he has to be anonymous, nigga, no sir, no sir.
No, bro. Like, you can, and I know why they draw. I know the real reasons of why they do anonymous sources, and I'm only talking about anonymous sources in the sports realm. Nobody's losing their life, so we don't have to worry about an anonymous source. Like, it's not investigative journalism. We're not trying to crack a crime. It's just basketball. It's a child's game. We don't care about anonymous sources. Just put your name. The Shador Sanders stuff too. Like, bro, just put a name on it. Since y'all not talking about it, just say it, and it's okay if you're wrong. If you're wrong, you can be wrong.
Niggas be wrong all the time. Not me though, but niggas be wrong all the time.
You be wrong, and then what if you're right? You would have been one of the first pioneers to be like, I stood on it. I thought he sucked then, he sucked now. Yeah. Oh well. But all this, because you know how it goes. People suck. All of a sudden, people come out the woodwork talking about, I was saying it way back then. Where? You didn't cite your source. You were too pussy to go ahead and say it. So what's the difference between an anonymous source and NBA Intel? It's the same thing to me. It really is.
Not a goddamn thing.
Really the same thing. If you're mad at NBA Intel, but you out here telling other people anonymous sources, you're a dickhead. You're not a good person. You're not a good person, and I'm not gonna allow myself to be gaslit that anonymous sources should be a real thing. It shouldn't be.
And if you're the anonymous source, once again, this is just strictly in sports because ain't nobody losing their life in this shit. Exactly. But if you're the anonymous source in sports, you are a bitch because niggas speak up. Fuck niggas.
You're weird, bro. Like, you're actually weird. Cause why are you so scared? You think somebody gonna beat you up? You think people are not gonna respect you? They're not. Get over it. You're making money. Like, and on top of this, I'll take it an extra layer. If you're somebody always reporting on anonymous sources, you're a loser too. You're a dickhead too. When you're a reporter and you, when Stephen A, I got my sources, say them. If you always got anonymous sources, who cares? Because you can just be lying.
Because it's supposed to be a fucking janitor, nigga with no credibility, just a random ass nigga be like, oh, I'll be running the team. Like, nigga, who are you? It could be like the third assistant coach's wife or some shit. Like, nigga, like, what are we even talking about right now? You don't know shit, so stop saying some stupid shit like that.
Exactly.
Especially if it's gonna disparage somebody's name, like calling Russ immature and this, that, and the third. Like, nigga, first off, nigga, if you're the teammate, you go say it to that nigga. Be like, hey, I don't like the way you're conducting yourself and blah, blah, blah. If it is such a big ass problem. But you want to go to Ramona Shelburne, now she put a report out. Now you got Russell Westbrook wife, mad on Instagram, call her, hey, Ramona, I'm gonna catch you outside if I ever see you. And she should catch her outside because she be saying some crazy shit. So it's just like, dog, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
Yeah. It takes me back to that Philadelphia reporter that got harassed by Joel Embiid after he made a crazy article. And it's just like, yo, look, I understand that he was a dickhead. I get that. Like, I get that was a horrible thing to say. But one thing you can never say is that he hid behind anonymous sources. He stood on it. Now he had to edit that whole out.
He stood on it, got slapped, and had to edit it, so he lost.
He lost. But look, you know where Joel Embiid knew exactly where to go talk to him. He knew exactly who it was, and he put it. Yeah, like yo. At the end of the day, this is crazy, and I think I fault the reporter more than I do the actual source, because as a reporter, you can just simply not put it in. But of course, you're trying to pay your bills. Yeah, of course, you're trying to pay your bills. You're trying to get a nice hook. Westbrook is immature. Clickbait. You know what that is.
Yeah.
Got bills to pay, but at the end of the day, look, y'all not gonna die over an anonymous source, man. Like,
really though, taking it back real fast before we get out of here. Taking it back to the whole shooting guards thing, like the dude who reported on that, because it was originally like they brought guns to the locker room, but only the players knew, only like people on the team knew. Then I think his name is like Sam Vesey. He has an anonymous source, and he put out the story, and that caused the whole shitstorm and messed up people's careers. Like, if he never put that shit out, Javaris Crittenton probably, well, not still in the NBA because nigga old, but he might have had a better career. Gilbert Arenas would have never got suspended and all that. His career would look different. Like, all that shit look different. But no, this nigga wanted to be a hoe, put out some anonymous source about a nigga bringing that gun to a locker room. Like, you ain't need to do that. Like, nobody even got shot or nothing, so it don't matter, nigga. Like,
still a crazy situation.
Yeah, still crazy, but like nobody died, bro. Nobody got shot.
I ain't gonna lie.
Like they moved on.
Because tossing the gun that you don't know is loaded or not is crazy. And then telling another man, I don't need it. I got my own, even crazier. Any last words, Jux?
Want to change your life? Please go do some life-changing shit. Go outside, go touch grass. Stop defending Tory Lanez. That's really it.
Yeah, man. Getting stabbed 14 times is just so crazy. You got to really be angry at somebody to get stabbed 14. 14?
14 is a lot. Stabbing is a lot. Because, like, nigga, you got to get close to stab a nigga, bro. Stabbing is a lot, bro.
Like, how did I allow you to get this close to me?
No, nigga could have snuck up on a nigga. You can do that. That can happen. So I can see how a nigga get that close, but still.
I forget how short he is. He is very short. Tripping. Very true. Yeah, but look,
life changing.
See a black woman, bro, go bless her, man. Ask her what her cash app is. Send her something, man. Make her have a good day. You know what I mean? Because when I got off that plane, and I saw the 27-inch bust downs, I knew what time it was. I knew exactly what time it was. Man. Hey. Man, yeah, it's been one of those days. I actually might go on another walk. I might go on another walk, man.
Nah, you probably shouldn't. It's too hot now. The sun is at its peak.
Yeah, let me chill out.
You're going to die. It's too hot now. It's like triple digits now, bro.
Nah, that's real.
It was raining all last week too. I'm sick. It's so hot outside.
Scorching. Damn, they're 1 o'clock. With that being said, we'll catch y'all next week. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Go touch grass.